Hi. So this is like my first video in a really long time. So if you're a former subscriber of Shop a Lot Mary, I am no longer Shop a Lot Mary. I am something about vintage. Over the past few years, I have been collecting vintage, and as you can see, my house is filled with all my treasure. So over the weekend, I went to an estate sale and I purchased some random pieces, and I bought this shelf, and I went ahead and I styled it with some of the items that I purchased. Not all of them were purchased over the weekend, but I'll show you the ones that I got this past weekend. Again, that mid-century metal shelf, that's what it is. It's a metal shelf. It's so cute, and I got a really great deal. So yeah, so I figured why not share my little treasures. I'm also located in two vintage stores. They're located in Modesto, California, which is the northern part of the Central Valley. And I am located at Remember When Antiques in Modesto off of Orangeburg and College. And I'm also recently opened up a booth at Vintage Holes, and that is on Roseburg. It's in the Roseburg Shopping Center. So I really love both of my vintage booths. I tried to decorate those booths like I would decorate my own home to kind of give people inspiration. Let me share with you some of the pieces that I got, and then you'll get to see at the end how I styled it on my bookshelf. Let me get started. I found this amazing statue of the Virgin Mary, and she is just lovely. I love her so much. I think she's precious. So I got her at the estate sale this past Saturday, and she's just beautiful. A couple of the ladies, I grabbed her, because when you go to estate sales, if you have not gone to an estate sale, it's crazy, especially at the beginning of the opening time of the estate sale. You got to stand in line, which I'll post some pictures. Not following me on Instagram, you should. It is also called something_about_vintage. I'll put the link down in the description box underneath. So if you're not, I would appreciate a follow. But anyways, and two of the ladies were like, "You got her, you found her." And I'm like, "I did." And they're like, "Oh, I collect those." And I'm like, "So do I." So I think the lady, one of them in particular, she wanted me to give it up, but I wasn't about to give her up. I just thought she was precious. So love her. I picked up these two brass candlestick holders. They both have this like frosted rose petal, I believe. And I guess you could potentially like turn it upside down and you could put a votive in there if you didn't have this piece. This was honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like I kind of overpriced it, but I really love them and they were coming into my home. I wasn't gonna put them in my booth. So I was a little bit more okay spending closer to retail. So yeah, I didn't get a great deal, but that's okay. I love them. So this little, and it doesn't have a hole in it, but I just pop my plant in there. Yeah, probably overpaid for this one just a little bit, but it was gonna come into my home, so I was okay spending the little bit of extra money for this piece. And normally when I'm out shopping estate sales, I'm always on the hunt for things that I can resell in my vintage booth. So I want to be able to get a good price. And if I can't get a good price, then it's hard for me to sell it at my vintage booths, you know? So I always am on the lookout for things like that. And this was actually purchased at a vintage store or an antique mall, a local antique mall. And I love finding these at a good price. And I actually did get a good price on it. I don't remember. It's been at least a couple months that I bought it. And I love styling with these. I don't know if you can kind of see, I have one styled over here on my other bookcase. I keep them here and I enjoy them. That's the beauty of finding vintage things. Then you can I could pop them in my store and share the wealth with someone else, because I know I love finding like unique, fun pieces. And anyways, so this is one, and I always love decorating with these. These are so fun. They just add a little thing of whimsy. So this little number, I actually got two of them. So one of them is actually in my booth, but I kept one for myself because I loved them so much. It's this little wicker, little mini chest, and this is exactly how I have it styled in my bookcase at Remember When Antiques in Modesto. And I love how it looked, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna recreate that at home. So I love collecting old books, finding them, and this one screams my name. That taupey color, it has pinks and greens. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Anyways, so I grabbed succulents, draping succulents, and it's just precious. And it looks so real, actually. Like, you know, succulents, they look pretty fake in real life, but I mean, obviously you're not gonna have a succulent hanging out like that unless, I mean, you potentially could, I guess, but I don't. So it's just easier, I don't have to maintain it. And I popped it in there, just a few little books and the greenery, and it just adds a little bit of character to your bookcase, your bookshelves in your home. So yeah, I added that. This was not found at the estate sale, but I did find it at an estate sale. And I love these little bud vases. I don't think people appreciate little bud vases because I sell a lot of bud vases, or attempt to sell a lot of bud vases in my booth. And I don't know if people just don't know how to work with them, but I personally love adding just a cute little greenery. This is lavender that I got, I think at Michael's or Target in the dollar section. And it's just beautiful. And it's just super sweet. I love to gather a lot of them and put them on a centerpiece, add them to my coffee table. And speaking of that, if you guys would love to see more of these type of videos where I add or how I style, because I know that I get inspiration from other people as well. So it's something, if you're interested, I can help and just show you how I would style it. Obviously, we all have different tastes, but like I said, I love shopping and finding unique things or just great things, in my opinion. Okay, I think that is it. I hope to make this more of a weekly thing where I will show you what I have found at the estate sales or thrift stores, because I do a lot of thrift store shopping and estate sale shopping and marketplace as well. Oh, and speaking of marketplace, that little cane or a wicker, I don't know, I think it's cane, piece, I got that off of marketplace from a fellow vendor. So I did not know that. It was just random, and I just kind of, got to chatting on Messenger, and we found out that we were both vendors, and yeah, so it was really interesting. But anyways, and so I get to enjoy the cases, and yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, whatever time of day you're watching this, and I will talk to you later. Bye.